welcome back to another episode of the Let's Do Mama podcast. We are your hosts, Giselle and Amy. Hello, welcome back. And today we're going to talk about a variety of things, not just like one set thing. Like haircuts. We were talking about our haircuts, and Amy had like a day, right? You had a day that it was like
A
a
surprise,
day for
yeah.
you, which was very nice of Vic to plan. I just cut my hair myself. So like, I don't, it's hard for me. Well, with my hair texture, it's hard. It's hard for me to find somebody that like knows how to work with my type of
Yeah.
hair. And the only other time I would go to a hairstylist would be to dye it. And now that I got rid of the blondes and all that, I don't have a use to go to somebody else. I just do it myself. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about different shows that we're watching. I'm excited because they just started filming again. Only Murders in the Building, which I know you watched too.
I did see that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Who? Oh my God, they just announced that.
Yeah, it was two
that guy,
people.
the Canadian actor with the eyebrows, with the thick eyebrows. He was in American Pie and Schitt's Creek.
Levi is his last name, right?
The father. Yeah. So I think he is joining.
Yes,
the cast.
I did see that.
And
someone else, right? They said someone else, and I can't remember who it was. It was a female. I just can't remember.
I don't know. Was it Tina? No, Tina Fey was already on there.
She was already on there. It was somebody else. I saw it.
It was
just
somebody
before coming on here. I was looking at it, but I can't remember who it was.
That wasn't gonna bother me. I'm able to look it up. But and Amy's favorite show.
Oh my God.
Love is Blind,
Love
right?
Is Blind.
One of your guilty pleasures.
Yeah. I love watching
which
that.
I haven't seen.
You need to start watching it.
But
I think it's just, I don't know. I sit there and I watch with like Jess and I will recap like after the episode.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm always like, was I this needy or was I this like talkative about my feelings when I was dating? Like, I don't know if it's because of the way the show is set up that they're supposed to be more open to talking about their feelings on camera and to other people. But I was just like, was I this whiny? And I'm trying to remember, and I was like, was I this clingy? I mean, just seeing all these people with the way they act, it's just like, this is wild. People are so messed up.
Well, you also have to consider the amount of editing that goes into that.
That's true. That's true.
So
I forget sometimes.
I mean,
when I'm watching,
you're gonna have to talk to me about it because I have no idea. Like, I keep thinking it's like Love Island.
No, this is like,
I don't know.
They they go into these pods, like these rooms, basically, right?
Is it like a real world type of setup, but dating?
No, because they don't get to see each other. They're separate. So the women are on one side, like in their quarters, and then the men, and then they come in for dates in a room with separation by a wall. So they don't get to see each other. They only hear the voice. So Love is Blind. This is why they're like trying to test whether or not they don't. Yeah.
Duh.
Whether they see each other or not.
They still don't know. They still don't know what they're playing.
They get revealed when they propose. So it's like they come to an agreement where like, okay, do you want to continue with this experiment and get married? Kind of situation, like try to get to marriage.
Oh, is that why people were making such a big fuss over that girl? It was like, oh, I look like I usually get Megan Fox. Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she said it, and
it's all
and it's funny because the way
she does though.
It does.
Fight me on this.
It's just that her face is longer.
She has a bigger like
surface area,
forehead, and all that stuff. But she does look like, she looks like her before Megan Fox was like a Kardashian. Before all the surgeries and all that stuff. If you look at her old,
see it.
Like when she was
I can see it. I can see it.
I can see it.
She actually reminds me of a foot. I don't know if you see what she looks like.
Don't be mean.
But there's a cartoon of a foot, and I can't remember where.
It was in like Family Guy because they were in Family Guy because they were making fun of I was going to say Carrie Bradshaw, Sarah Jessica Parker.
It's because she has a long face. I think it's
she's a long face.
Yeah. I want to talk because I have a long face too, but
you have an oval face, right?
Yeah.
Don't right? Yeah. Isn't that your face shape?
Yeah.
But it's not long.
Yeah.
Like your face isn't long because you have cheeks that stick out. There are people who have long
Yeah,
faces
but
that
hers is
don't
like
have.
seriously long. And I always thought of a foot when I first saw her. I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. And I used to just laugh to myself. Thankfully, I watched these by myself because if your brother watched it, he would be worse. He'd probably be laughing the whole time.
Oh yeah, like are you kidding me? Like if I imagine me watching it and Tom's like, "What is this shit?" Right? And like all the memes, how they say that the husbands are
Just be
usually not
standing in
like
the
into
back in
it.
the corner and watching.
Yeah, and it's like, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
You know, or like, why is she
Yeah.
like whatever? He'll comment on things like that, and I can only imagine Romel too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he's
He's
doing
been
all that
watching
too.
with her. So yeah. He finally watched with her, I think, this last season. So but it was funny. It's
That
just
reminds
weird.
me.
Just weird
Well,
just to watch other people go through this.
well, okay, so they don't see each
No,
other.
they don't.
They only talk to each other.
Through a wall.
But obviously, you, the audience, know
What they look like.
what everyone
Yeah.
looks like. See, you have to go based on personality. Now, this is why I think all this is bullshit, right? Because from what I've learned about like The Bachelor and like all these other reality dating shows, they don't select people based on, the really seeking for love. At least not anymore. They base them on how many followers they have on Instagram, what their influence might be, those type of things. And like how much of a character they can be. Like, are you likable or are you going to be the antagonist, right? Like, are you going to be the one that people will be like talking shit about all the time? And so what's going to get the ratings going? Or if we mix these two personalities, then how is that going to bring in the viewers, right?
Oh yeah, that comes down
And
to
so
the
that's why I'm
producers,
like,
the people that choose who's going to be on the show.
yeah. Which is smart. At the end of the day, they need the ratings, right? They need people to talk, create memes, and do exactly this, right? But I hear them.
know
They're
the
having
dog
fun.
is barking. I think we're getting a food delivery, like our
Gotcha.
food for the week.
Gotcha. But yeah, so no, tell me. So now I understand. I was very naive to the whole thing because I was like, whatever, love is blind. Maybe at some point, they just don't see each other. But I didn't know that the whole time.
They don't see each other up
They don't see each
until
other.
they decide they want to proceed to get engaged. And from there, they meet. They see each other like from opposite ends of a hallway.
So not even close.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So not even up close.
And then they come together in the middle and they see each other like up close. And that's usually funny because they see each other for the first time and it's like, oh shit. You could tell on their faces.
So that's the thing. Have you ever had anybody say like, I changed my mind?
I don't remember if anyone's done that. Or they were like, no.
No.
No, there's stupid shit. Like this season, the Megan Fox one, the guy was like, you have nice teeth. She's like, I don't know if he could have said anything else.
Oh, isn't that guy like a douche?
It's
Jimmy?
debatable. Yeah, it depends. I don't know. It's so hard to kind of gauge because, like you said, they do cuts of what
they do terrible. They do intentional editing. Yeah.
So they make him look like the bad guy, but I think they're equally as bad for each other. Just they're both toxic. It's not a good match. It's not a good match at all.
And they say like where they're from and all that stuff,
and you
right?
kind of have to figure out. Some of them they'll ask each other like what race you are or whatever,
Okay.
Like some of them will, I guess you're not supposed to, but they do ask each other about what they look like. Sometimes. Yeah.
But I guess it's not really breaking the rules as long as
they're not seeing each other.
It's not. Yeah, they're not seeing each other. I mean, you could say, hey, I look like Megan Fox.
Oh my God. That's crazy. And the wild thing is that the other girl that he was talking to actually kind of looked more like Megan Fox body-wise and everything than this girl. Okay. So I was like...
But then that's debatable too, because then Megan Fox doesn't even look like Megan Fox naturally. You know what I mean? Like, which version of Megan Fox
which one do you want?
But yeah, so... Have you ever gotten a celebrity lookalike?
Now that you...
Has anybody ever told you?
I've got.
Do you want to put that on record?
I've gotten two, and I see the one, because when I was a little bit younger, we looked very similar. Odette Annabelle or Usman was her name. She was in this movie called, oh my God, it's like a horror movie. I forgot the name of the horror movie, but there's
Okay.
you'll look it up afterwards and you'll be like, oh, okay, maybe. Yeah.
What's her name?
Odette Usman
No,
or Odette
Odette.
Annabelle is her last name now because she got married. Annabelle. Uh-huh.
Okay.
She's in Walker, some show that's out now. I think it's on the CW. Yeah.
Odette
Usman. Yeah. And the funny part is that she is, I think, mixed, almost the same as me, probably.
I get her,
and then I get Jessica Alba.
It came up.
Which I don't see Jessica Alba.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
The first one, yes. I had to get her.
I see that. I see that. She just has like light eyes.
Lighter than mine.
Or like, I think, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see that you guys have like the same.
The same, like, yeah.
Same like face shape and all that. But yeah. And I could see Jessica Alba, especially Jessica Alba when she first started. Because she had like a younger looking face. Like now I feel like she's more mature looking.
I'm trying to suck in.
And you have a baby face. Yeah, like, but I don't know. I don't know if that's natural or maybe that's intentional that she did that.
No,
like
I think
she looks
she's
more
just aging. No, I think she's just aging. Yeah. One of the few.
Yeah. That's like Eva Longoria. She's gorgeous. And like she's like a natural beauty. Like she could put nothing on her face. Like she's fabulous. Okay, so you got those two. So is that what you told Vic when you met him?
No, because he saw me. He saw me. He thought I was French. He didn't even know I was Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, really?
He thought I was like European mixed something.
What? Just based on your look or how you acted?
Based on my look, because we never talked. It took us a while to talk. So
Gotcha.
It's funny because when I met him, I was wearing my hair very curly, short and curly all the time.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. And then now you wear straight.
Now I wear straight.
It's just easier too, straight. It's just, I mean, yeah, I know it's just easier to deal with it that way. I was gonna ask you a question about your lookalike. Now I forgot because I got distracted because I heard the dogs howling.
Yeah, it's probably they still either the first one actually was the mailman because I heard the truck.
Okay,
he's got a vendetta with the mailman.
You love Dunkin'. That's like your go-to coffee.
Yeah, it is.
For those not watching this, every time
I'm taking a sip of some Dunkin'.
I see what is your go-to coffee?
I do regular. It's like a iced coffee. No matter what time of the year it is, winter, I'll drink iced
regular.
Coffee. It's just more.
Well, regular black, no flavor. I mean, cream. Well, you have milk in it, right?
Cream and sugar. Sometimes no sugar.
Okay.
But Victor's trying to keep me on low sugar, so he'll either do 0 or 1, which is fine. I drink it either way.
Yeah, and regular cream, you don't do like a special
like
almond.
No, I don't like almond milk or
something.
Oat milk with anything. I'll drink it separately, but not in my coffee. That's gross to me, at least.
Okay. Fair enough. What are we talking about?
Lookalikes.
This
what about you? Do you get lookalikes?
I have. I definitely don't see it, especially not when I have my dark hair. But I am too, which it doesn't sound to me as extreme as that girl with Megan Fox. You know, especially when I had blonde hair and when I'm tan, I get Halle Berry and then I get J-Lo.
J-Lo, I see.
I get those
J-Lo, I've seen because I think I might have said that to you, or I might have said that to your brother when I first met you.
But obviously, there's a difference, and then also you have to consider like Halle Berry before her nail surgery. You know, like, those are so many different things when you compare somebody to a celebrity that I think you always have to preface it with, well, I kind of see it sometimes, but most of the time I don't. But the cheeks are there. That's what it is. All three of us have that same, this. So I see that. But, and then probably the big forehead. Yeah, I think we all have that. But yeah, that's usually the two. And then I've gotten recent, which I never saw the show, there was a show on, I think, the WB
Mm-hmm.
with some, oh my gosh, you probably know the show. It was like something, Lucifer.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I don't know, the girl that was on that,
Mm-hmm. There was two,
I,
the main character or one of the supporting.
she looked like she was mixed. She
Okay.
looked like she
I
was
think I have
mixed.
an idea of who it might be, but I can't think of the name.
She looked like she was half black, half
Mm-hmm,
white.
mm-hmm,
I don't,
mm-hmm,
you know, and that's another thing. It also depends on how I'm wearing my
mm-hmm.
hair, what color my hair is, because if I have my hair curly, like, I don't look like any of these people, because none of them have that hair
Mm-hmm.
texture. But once I have my hair blonde, highlighted, you know, straight or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, you look like, oh wow. So much so, it was gonna be crazy. When I was living in LA, we went to this thing called Descanso Gardens, and it's like this huge, like, little beautiful. It was a botanical garden, and they had like a festival of lights kept
Mm-hmm.
at there, right? And my cousin and I, Gloria, we went to get beignets at, like, they had like a little, like, southern whatever
Mm-hmm.
stand, and the girl was like, "Aren't you?" And then I was like, and I had my hair like blonde, and it was
Mm-hmm.
short, and it was like like soft
Yes, I
curls,
remember.
right? Like,
I
not
remember
not my
that. I
natural
remember when you
curls,
did that. Yeah, yeah.
but I used to always wear my hair like in those soft,
Mm-hmm.
like if you take out the rollers and you just kind of like comb it
Yeah,
through,
yeah,
it was like
yeah. I
that.
remember.
And
Love that look, by the way.
she was like, "Thank you." She was like, "Aren't you?" And I was also blonde
Mm-hmm.
and tan because California, I'm always getting the sun, whatever. So it was all the golden sun kissed type of look. And she's like, "Aren't you?" And I was like, "But no." And she's like, "Yeah, you are." And like she went back and forth, and then this what I was like, "Ooh." She's like, and then she brought over her coworker, and she's like, "That's her, right? That's her, right?" And I was like, "Who are they talking about?"
Yeah.
They were convinced that I was Holly Berry, and I was lying to
Mm-hmm.
them
Mm-hmm.
about who I was. I was like, and to give credit to the girl, it was dark. I had blonde hair. I was tan,
You're like, it was
and
dark.
I had like, no, because it was
Mm-hmm.
nighttime, so you know, so she saw me under those lights that were there, whatever. But she was convinced, and then I was like, no. And she brought over two of her coworkers, and they were all like convinced that that's who it
Mm-hmm.
was, and that I was just trying to be incognito and blend and not give the celebrity there
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But that I remember that was like something we laughed about for a while because I was like, I didn't think. I look back at the pictures of that night. I'm like, I don't see it,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see how certain things may have looked like
Mm-hmm.
that person. Um, but yeah, those are my two go-to that I usually get. Um, but yeah, so now that we've passed that, but I don't get that anymore, especially with the dark hair.
Dark long hair.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't get any of that. Um, there's another thing I was gonna ask you. Oh, your spa day, because that was really nice that Meg
Yeah,
surprised you with
that
that.
was my late Valentine's Day present because he was like, I got you a present, but it's till next week. I was like, okay.
You still did it,
So he did
but it was
yeah,
nice.
no, he did like an afternoon thing like us where he dropped me off. It's like a spa that's nearby here. It's really nice. They have it's like
Okay,
um a bed and breakfast kind of situation almost, right?
okay,
I believe. Yeah, with a
yeah.
spa and they have like a really nice area and llamas. They have like little llamas and stuff.
Oh,
Because they rescue a couple animals, so they have like a different
okay.
like they have pigs and llamas and what else? Some other thing that I'm like, wow, that's really weird that they have, but I can't think of it.
In the spa,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
like a little. It's almost like a farm type of deal. So it's
Okay,
really nice. And they do like they have a restaurant where they do like farm to table kind of situation, which is nice. So everything's
okay.
very fresh. It's very good there.
So wait, are they rescuing these animals and then serving them up?
Imagine I was
Like
telling what was it?
what?
Who did I tell that to? Was that to Sienna?
Like,
I
oh,
was
here,
like,
feed
oh
these chickens.
no. So we
Like,
have a farm that does like a cafe thing right by
okay.
us, and he was like, he got like a chicken sandwich, and he was like, wow, this chicken's so good. I was like, yeah, because you ate the chickens that were running around. And he was like, oh, he didn't even think of it. Like he just paused for a second. And I was
Yeah.
like, think about it. What do you think is going on? They got these
Yeah.
free range chickens everywhere. Of course, I was like, they're
Yep.
here. Those are the ones that
That
we're
are
always thinking that we're
happy
gonna
and
hit with
are
the
running
car when we're
around.
parking there. I was like, you just ate one.
Oh my God. Think about it. Like, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
They have cows there. That's the milk you're
Mm-hmm.
drinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cheese, whatever. But it was a nice
Yeah,
experience,
no,
right? You got a
we got a
massage.
massage. And then we came back home. He took the kids to McDonald's to hang out just to kill time because it was kind of raining that day and it was really cold.
Oh,
So
was it one of the old school McDonald's with the
I
flake
don't
cut?
know. I don't think so. And he kind of instantly regretted it because unfortunately, like there was like I guess there's like an adult assisted living home nearby
Oh,
and they
okay.
walked to the McDonald's. So there was like full of all these people and
Yeah.
he was like not he didn't know how the kids were going to react because my
Yeah, yeah,
kids are
yeah.
loud and no filter.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
every kid is loud and no
Every
filter.
kid is allowed and no
But
filter.
he said there was like a I guess I don't even know how to put this. Like he was like he think it might have been someone that was transitioning, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm trying not to offend anyone with this story because Sienna is wild. Um
But kids say
and
things,
he didn't know how to
then yeah, go.
explain it. And I was like, I don't think you need to explain
Okay.
this. I was like,
Also, they asked
because
him.
she's seeing something, and I'm like, you just saw her. The person is what she sees, because like it's obviously to him, he knew it was a
Okay.
man, but it was
Okay.
dressed like a woman, and it
Okay.
was like making the high pitched voice to talk, and
Okay.
she was
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
like,
She was
"Dad,
confused.
why does she sound like that?" Like it sounded weird to her, but she still called her
Yeah. Yeah.
she,
Yeah.
and like he was like he didn't want to go into an in-depth explanation. I was like,
Right.
well, you don't have to. You could just tell her that it's a woman because she's seeing it,
Yeah.
it looks like a woman, right? Just
She
be like,
identifies as a woman. Yeah.
I was like, maybe they have voice problems. I don't know. Like, just say, like, they
Yeah.
have a cold or some shit. Like, I don't know. You
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
into an in-depth explanation. But that was funny
Yeah.
because he was like, I immediately regret
But he
it.
was caught off
He was like,
guard.
I
Yeah, he was
immediately
caught off
regret it
guard.
coming here. He was like, because they were all around. He was like, they were nice. Like, some of them were obviously like mentally slow. So it was like, they were
Mm-hmm.
like, walking around and they were like with the kids or whatever. And
Yeah.
he's always apprehensive of anyone coming close to them.
Of
And,
course. Of course.
but he was like, we survived like whatever, 1 hour, I think it was, because my massage was like an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they came to pick me up, and then we actually decided to keep our reservations for a sushi restaurant that opened.
Oh yeah, you told
Oh
me
my
about
god,
that.
what
Yeah.
a fucking mess! Because I remember I told you that I was like, look at the menu. Was it you that I told you? Was it
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. Because you told them, like, look at the menu. Are they gonna eat? Is there anything for kids there? And I think Vic said, like, oh, they'll eat. They'll have
Yeah, they'll have
something.
something.
They'll make
And I was
something
like,
like
not, and I
rice or
know in the
whatever.
back of my head is like, not everyone here is to cater to you. Like, this is
Yeah.
the way I was. Like, I'm not. What is that for me? That's being like fresca. Like, like
That's being like
yeah.
entitled.
And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. So it's like
Yeah.
I like to be like ahead of the thing. Like I know and look at it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
You're not gonna go to a sushi bar and be like, can you make me pizza?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're
Or
not gonna
chicken
ask for
tenders
mac
and
and
French fries.
cheese.
Like I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, they're not gonna
exactly.
have that. Like I know, unless they
And then be upset
specifically.
if they don't.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's if it says it like in the thing. Like he's like, oh, they should have a kids menu. I don't see one online. They usually post these things. Like if it's included,
Yeah.
it'll be there. So
Yeah.
they ended up eating rice, white rice.
Yeah, a bowl of rice. Yeah.
And whatchamacallit, Milo was the only one who actually tried different things like the edamame and the spring rolls. He ate spring rolls, which is fine.
Okay.
Sienna,
Yeah.
as you know, she's not gonna try anything, so she just ate the rice. And they were like, she was trying
Did
to.
she put soy sauce on it or something? Or
No,
no?
she was asking me like,
Just
what
white
is
rice.
that? What is that? And I was like, tell her, here, try it. No, I don't want to try it. So I was like, whatever. Like I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah. But you guys still had a nice time.
And then Sunday we had a birthday party
Oh yeah.
Sunday we had a birthday party. It was like at a mall, like one of those play places that they have.
Yeah.
Obviously I didn't, again, he's like, bring Milo. And I'm like, Milo wasn't invited. It's her class. Like, I'm not gonna just bring
Yeah,
him
yeah, yeah.
unless I ask the parent. So I was like, I'll take
Yeah.
him and I'll go do my own thing with him. And then you take her to the party because I don't want to deal with parents. Bye.
Yeah, yeah.
She had actual fun. Like she wasn't,
I
she
saw.
was
She
actually
looked very
like actually
happy.
happy. Like she didn't have that thing where she starts crying and she gets nervous and doesn't want to go into the stuff. So she
Yeah.
immediately let loose. I killed time with Milo. We actually went to the arcade because they had this giant
Yeah.
arcade. He was playing like racing games. I had him on my lap while I was
Yeah.
controlling like the brakes and stuff.
He had the
And
time of his
he was,
life.
yeah, he
Yeah.
had fun. And then we got tickets. He got little toys
Yeah.
and candy and stuff.
Did you get anything for Sienna, or were they fighting over
No,
it?
he was like, I don't want to get anything for her. And I was like, okay. And because he had like 300 tickets or something like that we collected.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was ecstatic that he could get little like toy cars. Like when we
Yeah.
went into the store, he was like, whoa, like I want to get everything. I was like, no, we got to
Just
find out how many points you have before we start collecting,
yeah, yeah,
toys. And
yeah.
then you're heartbroken because, you can't get what
Because
you,
you don't have
yeah.
enough tickets. Yeah.
So I had to tell him he's actually pretty reasonable for a 3-year-old because
Okay.
I was like, okay, you have one too many
I don't think
things.
anybody's ever said that sentence.
No, he's very good. Like he had like 3 cars and candy, and I was like, you can't have 3 cars. You need to take one away. Which ones do you want? And
Okay.
he goes, okay, and he went and he put it back. He doesn't like scream
Okay.
or like he's not very into fighting about that stuff. Like he'll be like, okay.
He doesn't have a
He kind of
tantrum
I
over
don't
it.
know. I feel like he understands. He understood that. And then
Okay.
the only thing is that your nephew is like super hungry all the time. He's like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, mom.
But isn't that
But I'm
you?
hungry.
That's you too.
Yeah, I get cranky, but he's like really bad. Like he doesn't know. Like I'll tell him it's okay. I'm making the food, or we're gonna go get something now. He'll be like, but I'm hungry though.
Yeah.
I'm hungry though.
I'm
And he
hungry
goes, I'm
now.
hungry though, but I'm still hungry though. And that's exactly what he says. But I'm still hungry though. And I'm like, okay,
That sounds like
yeah.
you.
So we ended up going to, because I told Vic, I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna go into this restaurant real quick because I gotta
Yeah.
eat something with him. So I took him to a Peruvian restaurant because I was
Okay.
like, I want to eat ceviche. Like I really do. I
Yeah.
really love Peruvian ceviche. It's so good. So I went in there. I got that for me, and he got chicken tenders and French fries. He ate all that. He's so good. Like
So they had a kids
they
menu.
did have a kids
Good.
menu, but even then,
You
they
looked
could
at
have
it in
eaten.
advance.
There's so many stuff on that menu that they could eat, like rice,
Yeah.
beans.
But he's not
not
that
picky, so he
picky.
eats. So
Yeah.
he ate that, and we sat there, waited for them. And when we were talking, and I told you,
Yeah.
Sienna got a tantrum afterwards. She didn't want to leave the party, I think.
Yeah. She didn't want to leave. That's the first though. Usually she has the meltdown because she wants to leave, right? Like right away.
So this
But that
time
was
she
good. No,
was
she
like,
looked really
yeah,
happy.
she was jumping, and then laugh. The next morning, she's like, Mom, my hips hurt. Like she was in pain. Her body was in pain. I was like, you're gonna have to take a Tylenol
Yeah.
or something. And like I just rubbed her like legs and stuff. She was like, I'm hurting.
At least she had a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
She had fun.
Yeah, she did.
And those were like really nice pictures they took. Well, from the one that you sent me.
Yeah.
Like it's nice when they have a good time. Because I think it's always nerve-wracking as a parent, like, hey, we're gonna go somewhere public and we're gonna go to another event with other kids. Like, one, how your own kids are gonna behave. 2, how the other kids are gonna behave with your child. And then 3, in general, am I gonna have a tantrum to deal with? Because that was my fear too, because that same day I took Derek, we're just getting back, we're finally feeling better, we weren't like contagious and sick, so we're like, we need to get out of this house. So we went to the city and we went to the children's museum, and it's been a while since we took Derek to like one of those things, but I used to take him all the time, like back where we used to live. So we took him, we were like, we prepped crackers, snacks, like all the things that he likes in case he has a meltdown, because we just didn't know. And also he was getting over being sick, so they're extra like
needy,
cranky. Yeah. We went, he had a blast. He was running around with all the kids. He was pressing all the buttons. And we're sitting back, and I'm running around with him, trying to like just make sure he doesn't like stumble and fall, because kids are running full speed next to him, and he's 2.5. Like these kids are running, and he had the best time. And as a parent, I think it's always nice because you can sit back, you can watch your kid like laugh and have a good time and smile. Like that moment, like I remember Tom and I were like sitting back and we were just watching him play with other kids with like the little magnets and all that. I really like looked at us. Like, look at him.
He's
like,
doing good.
We have a little kid that's like
he likes to go
just
out.
like on his own. Yeah, and it also was kind of a sad moment for me because I was like, he's growing up.
He's not turning around and looking for you still. I mean, I'm sure he does, but not like as much.
He does. But when he's in his zone, like he was building things, and he'll look back and he'll be like, tall, he'll go tall, or he'll go big, small, things like that. But like there were times he did turn around, and then I was like, go have fun. And like he needed help on the slide, like things like that. But then there was this one little kid that was definitely in the wrong area. He was like 4 or 5 years old, not older. He was like 5 or 6, and he was in the playpen area that's only up to 2, 3-year-olds. Okay, and they were playing with the balls, and Derek was like throwing them. Other kids were like throwing them and all that stuff. And he took the ball from Derek, and he's like, "No, don't throw it. We're not supposed to throw it. I'm building something." In my head, like, Giselle, check yourself. This is somebody else's kid. Like, I still had to redirect, and I did the mature thing to Derek, and I was like, Derek, let's go play over here with these balls over here, But that's one of the things,
instead of
like
going
Tom
up
and
to
I were
like
talking about.
the little kid going, you little shit.
You little shit. Yeah, exactly. Like, don't ever put your hands on my kid. But that's one of the things that Tom and there was these 2 little brothers. One was like 7, the other one was like probably 5. And there were these trains, because they have like the New York City train line and all that stuff. Derek loves trains, he loves cars. And there was one train, and they tried to take it from him. And they each had 2 trains already. He only had 1. And I was like, and the father's there just watching him do it. So those are the type of things that Tom and I have to like remember. Like, we can't just throw down with these people. Like, we have to. And we also have to model good behavior. And we have to model how to deal with conflict and, shithead people. Shithead kids, shithead people. And so I was telling you, I was like, hi. I was like, can he have his train back? And like, I actually got it back from the kid. But it was like, and then they were bumping into him and like just kind of like pushing him out of the way. And I kept, Derek, hi, like, let's just go over here on this side. But like the father's just there watching all this happen. And then at the same time, but he's also on his phone and doing all that. And I forget that he's not, shocker. But that's what Tom and I were talking about. I was like, I forget that not every father is like you. Like, Tom is very involved and very like on top of it. If he sees Derek doing something wrong, he'll be like, Derek, don't do that. Like, we don't do that. Apologize. Say sorry, whatever. But some, I would say mainly fathers, usually are not as in tune as moms. I think that's just, the way of the world, right? That's the expectation. But we still have to interact with these people. We still have to deal with them. There was this other little girl that they're older kids, so they feel they can like just grab and take whatever they want. But there was this other little girl that was so sweet, and she kept bringing plates and bowls, and she was there with Derek, and they were like by the sink playing together, and I was like, oh, they're so cute. So like, that was really nice. But we went in there expecting all hell to break loose.
I hate going to places like that just because
really
the interaction with other parents and their children is like you can only do so much on your end before you lose it with someone else. So I always I hate going to those places. I really, really do. I really do.
It's tough
because I usually find myself like, hey, are you paying attention to your kid? No. And then it's like, I just like, it's just like, come on, wake up. What are you doing? Get off your phone.
Yeah.
Get off your phone. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's annoying because it's like, if you do say something to the kid, then they go crying, all of a sudden you're the bad guy when you really weren't.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to insult your whole life here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this right now.
But at the end of the day, it's not the kid's fault.
I know.
It's the
But
parent.
that's the thing. It's not the kid that I'm going to insult. It's the parent. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, it's just like, I don't know. I'm very apprehensive of going to this. I used to be better. And I think we were talking about this was the whole thing with Sienna, like having meltdowns and stuff. She was doing fine. Because me and her were doing classes. We used to go to this Lego thing where it was like, I forgot the name of the place. It's not like part of Lego Discovery Center, but it was like a place where they would teach them how to build and do like different activities and stuff. They closed down, unfortunately, because of COVID.
Gotcha.
So before that, we used to do a whole bunch of stuff. We were going there. We went to the library. We used to do like dancing and like this thing called musical munchkins. We used to do a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. So she was always interacting with a whole bunch of kids. Then COVID hit and it was like shut down everything. Yeah. And I think she was 3 at the time, like almost at the end of 2, turning 3. And then I think that was like a big gap, right? That she had of no interaction with any other kid her age. And I think that really affected her. And it also affected me because I wasn't going to these things. And I was already awkward as it is with interacting with other parents. And I think this just made me just like shut down completely. And have zero patience, which is what I find that people have none of anymore. No patience.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. But it also helps like how you had the good experience at the birthday party. So now, well, Vic was still the one.
He was the one interacting with everybody.
Now and which is, I feel like you're more social than him. So for him to be,
you'd be surprised. Like, he puts a very good front. Like he talks and stuff. Like it was funny. He texted me. He was like, "Where'd you get these glasses from for Sienna? Because one of the parents wants to know." And he gave her all the info about the glasses. And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Okay." You'd be surprised. He's much better at it than I am.
Yeah. But the good part is like you'll find good parents along the way. Like even with us, like we found this really good mom, and her kid was there. He was younger than Derek, and these other kids, like I saw them kind of like topple, where But when I had a train, because the little kid didn't have a train, or when Derek had a train, or he had 2, I would give the other kid one, and like she would do the same. Like if somebody took Derek's train, and so we kind of like we appreciated that from one another, and having that is like, okay, not all of you guys are shitheads, not all of you guys are but it is. I feel like before you head into like a social event like that, you have to mentally prep yourself for those type of interactions, because you're not going to have, some parents might be all defensive and say like, no, like that's my kid stuff or whatever. Then what do you do? You can't just curse these people out in front of your kids.
Oh, yeah, you can.
You can't just be like, but you can't. You can't. You can't, then you shouldn't. Right? Unless they're putting their hands on your kid or something like that. That's different. But yeah, no, it gave us hope. And then we're putting him in like gym classes, like a play gym for kids, like gymnastics type of stuff. So we were like, all right, he did well here, so let's see how this happens. I don't know what to expect, but fingers crossed it goes well, because we need to put him in something.
Yeah, no, it takes time though. I like for them to acclimate into something new. He'll like it, but like it's like routine almost. You have to keep doing it for him to be like, oh, okay, and then like ease into it. I feel because that's how it is with these guys.
And you have a lot more years under your belt of experience. So what's like one key thing, like word of advice that like you've told yourself?
Don't hover. Don't hover.
Don't hover.
I try not to hover. Like if I can, I'll sit in one spot and watch from where I am. If I can, because some places obviously you can't do that. You have to be around to do that. But like I try not to hover because I find like I'm very hoverish.
Well, because you want to make sure they don't get hurt or anybody.
So I try not to hover as much as possible, but I also try not to be aloof where I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, like that other father. But that was one thing that was hard to do. But I had to constantly remind myself, where like if Tom was like on him, we're like, we gotta move back. We gotta give him space. He's
gotta do his own
let
thing.
him do his thing. Yeah. And when because we were there for a while, so when we finally got like comfortable with oh, little have to be right next to him, I was like, the little boy.
Yeah.
I like. So that was nice. But yeah, that's a good reminder. Don't hover. The helicopter parenting.
Yeah,
just let them.
That's a big thing. But also, don't be a jerk and leave them alone.
Yeah. That's another thing.
I find that.
And the amount of kids that go to these places that are sick.
Yeah, and don't take your kids. Yeah, don't take your kids. Yeah, if they're doing that, that's nasty. Don't do that.
Nah, I saw like a bunch of boogers
Vic was telling me there was somebody sick here. It was like the cough of death. I was like, oh great, I forgot the microban at home. I literally was gonna spray her from head to toe after that.
Do you recommend that? Do you recommend the microban?
I mean, I've used it here when we got COVID in the house, and I just cleaned like doorknobs and all that with it. It was pretty good. It smells like the hospital though.
Does it? We just use hand sanitizer. Like immediately once we stopped, I was like, "Give me your hands," and then I wipe his face. Like not that a baby wipe really does anything, but
it's just enough to.
Yeah, the dirty ball. Yeah, I saw this one kid putting the ball like in his mouth.
Yeah, that's one thing. I was like, also when we go to places like this, I sit them down before we go. Okay, this is it. Like anybody pushes you, you tell them to stop. If they don't stop and they continue pushing, you push them back hard.
Okay,
you end it is what I tell them. Yeah, you don't start it, but you end it. That's
typical Latina mom.
I mean, come on. That's usually my thing. It's like you end it. I was like, and if it doesn't end, you call me. We end it. Yeah. But and then I tell them, don't put this in your mouth. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like I tell them like the ground rules, and don't. And like with Sienna, I'm like, you see the little kids, don't push the little kids, okay? And she's like, okay. And if your brother needs your help, you help your brother, okay? And then it's like, that's it. Bye. Because I did take them to a play place like that, and they were doing pretty good, I would say. So like she went off with her friend. So
you just reminded me of this one little kid that Tom and I were like, yo, where are his parents? Like, so there's a section in the Children's Museum that has like a grocery store. So they have a bunch of cucumbers, vegetables and fruits and all that stuff, and baskets. And then you have to pretend like you're shopping and you're gonna buy them. So we're like, yo, where are all the fruits and vegetables? Like there was like 4 pieces, and most of the baskets were gone. So we're like, whatever. We finally found a couple, and then Derek would put it down, and then they would disappear again. And we're like, all right, whatever. So we went to the fire truck, we went to the bus, whatever. Then we went back to the bus. All of the baskets were there with the fruits and vegetables on the bus. So we're like, oh, so I was like, let me bring 2 baskets so that way other kids have things to play with, and it's not just Derek. So I brought it over because I saw there were like 4 kids there, and all the parents were like, where are the fruits and vegetables? Yeah. And so as I was leaving, the little kid comes over and is like, no, you gotta leave it there. Those are all my fruits and vegetables. And I was like, those belong over here, and we don't have any fruits and vegetables over there, but you can keep the other ones. Let me grab these 2 baskets, okay? She's like, fine. And then I went over there and I brought like and I dumped all the fruits and veggies that were there, whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, where are your parents? Literally, there was like 6 or 8 baskets of fruits and vegetables on the bus. And like he just kept bringing them all. And I was like, this is the guy that's
taking them all.
Once you put him down, yeah. I'm like, what are they doing? But those are the type of things that I'm like, how do you? I was proud of myself how I dealt with that. He's a kid at the end of the day, he doesn't know any better. But I'm like, yo, where's it? Where's your mom? Where's your dad? Like,
So you
or your
just
nanny?
drop them off and
Because it's
just
the Upper
go.
West Side. It's the Upper West Side. It could have easily. I saw a lot of nannies there, no parents. I saw some parents, but there were definitely some nannies there. So, like, what? Nobody's gonna tell you, hey, you can't take all of these things if they're not yours. Those are the type of things that I'm like, all right, I dealt with that. And now I know for the next one, like, next interaction that I can do this. Because it's not just the kids that you have to prep, right? You have to give that little speech to yourself. You may not start it, but you're going to finish it.
Yep.
Have you ever had an interaction with a parent that was, like, defensive?
I'm trying
and
to think.
Like,
No, I don't think so.
I know in the library you mentioned it before, but
I don't think so.
well,
you mean the
when you never had
librarian,
anybody.
that douchebag.
Oh, the librarian, yeah.
It was out of this world. I still have.
But at like a social event,
I'm trying to think. No,
you
I don't
didn't.
think so. No,
Okay.
I don't. I haven't met any douchebags. No, not like that yet. Out front, like in the open. No. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you because I don't think I could be nice if I ever did. So it's just my nature, and it's like it's sometimes I'm embarrassed, but it's just like I can't. I can't. It's just I don't deal well with that stuff. It's like, excuse me, come again? You want to repeat that? It's just my nature automatically. Like it's very hard for me to be like calm about it.
Yeah.
So I've been working on it, but I think it has more to do with I don't know. I just been angry a lot lately, and I think it's just hormones. It's hormones. I gotta talk to my doctor about this.
Yeah.
I think it's
you had the surgery, so that's regulating.
It's hormones. And I've been like on edge where I will lose it. I think. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're regulating.
Yeah.
You're regulating.
Yeah.
I mean, a surgery like that is gonna cause some sort of deregulation. Yeah. So I wouldn't really attribute that to like anything else other than that. But at least you're aware of it.
And it's like, I don't know. I do think of that. There's a lady that I was in a class with Milo this past winter, and she's always staring at me. Always staring at me. Oh, yes,
I think you mentioned that before.
Always has some, she like, and then she'll come out of nowhere. Like, I didn't know she was standing there. I think she comes out of the shadows. This past Thursday we had the last class for the session for the winter. And I found out the teacher's not coming back. So I was like, oh my God, where are you going? This lady interrupts me from talking with her, asked the exact same question, and took over the conversation. And I looked at her. What did Amy do? I looked at her and I was like, I interrupted because I heard her say where she was going. And I was like, well, I wish you good luck. And, whatever. Bye. Thank you so much. And I walked out. Yeah. And I left because that lady, it was just like, she comes out of nowhere. Yeah. I was putting Milo's jacket on and I was telling him, can you stop wiggling so I could zip it up? And she comes from here. I don't know. She was over there on the other side of the room. All of a sudden, she's here. Yeah. And she's like, oh, mommy, you can't tell him not to stop moving. What a ridiculous ask, is what she said. Wait a minute. Because I was talking to him. Stay chill? Yeah, I did. You stayed calm? And I looked at her and I was like, what? And I was just, because first of all, it caught me off guard because she wasn't there. She was on the other side of the room. Yeah. And I was just like, and I told Vic, I was like, yo, this fucking lady, because I also, previous to that, and I probably deserved it because we were outside in the stream and there's like little rocks that Maya likes to grab and throw into the stream. Yeah. And she decided to take her daughter down to the level of the stream right in front of where Milo was throwing the rocks. Okay. And I'm like, there's a huge ass motherfucking stream, and you can go anywhere. You had to do it right in front of where he's laughing and enjoying himself. And I was just like, really? Like, you're going to do it right here? Because now the teacher's telling him you can't throw the rocks because you're going to hit her. And I was explaining to him, and he was like, okay. But he looked upset about it. So I was like, let's just move down.
Of course,
further down, and you could throw it down this way. I was like, we'll move. Don't worry. We'll move.
Yeah.
And when I turned around, I said, I was like, this fucking bitch. And I said it, not thinking anybody was near me. Because
she was hovering over you again?
In me, right here, out loud. And I said, this fucking bitch had to fucking go all fucking places. You know, and me, I have a bad mouth. I said F word like 3 times in this sentence.
Yeah.
And I turn around. Yeah. Sure enough, the grandma, the lady that's been staring at me all fucking season, is right here. She heard me. And I was like, oh, well. Like,
did she
didn't
say
anything. Because I was just like, oh, shit. Like, why are you so close? Because we're in an outdoor, outside. Everybody's like spread out doing their own thing with the kids because we're supposed to be looking for frogs, but it was too cold to look for frogs.
Yeah.
So she heard me. I was like, whatever. So whatever she said later on.
So she took her chance.
She took her chance. Yeah.
After she's like, this is my chance.
But I have a feeling we're going to see her again the next, because I already signed him up for the next session. And I heard she signed up her kid for the next session. So this is the grandma of this little girl.
Gotcha. Yeah. The little girl.
It's always the grandmas that have the big mouths.
Yeah. Well, they're older. They have no filter. They turn into kids.
Yeah, they do.
They have no filter. They say what they want. They do what they want.
I was like, whatever. Yeah. I was like, whatever. I keep telling Victor. I was like, at the end of something, she's like obsessed with you. I'm just gonna tell. I'm gonna ask her. I'm like, do I owe you money? Did I rear end you? Did I curse you out at some point? Do I know you? She asked me how I spelled Milo's name too randomly. She was like, how do you spell his name? Milo. Like, how else are you supposed to spell it? I don't know. Does she think that, is it one of those people that think because I'm Latina, I'm going to change the spelling to some weird spelling?
I don't know any other way to spell Milo.
M-Y-L-O, but that's stupid. I don't know. I wouldn't spell it M-Y-L-O.
Yeah. But also, I don't know.
Why was she? It was like very random. We were just walking, and she just asked me, and I was like, okay, maybe she's just trying to strike up a conversation with me, but I don't know, whatever.
Well, I was gonna say that maybe she's just trying to find some common ground to talk to you.
Her daughter, I tried talking.
Maybe she's intrigued. Maybe she wants to. She sees you, and she's like, she wants to know about you. I tried talking
to her daughter because she bought like Valentine's for the kids the week before, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. I was like, they really go all out for Valentine's here. I was like, I don't really do that. And she was just like, I was like,
the mom.
She stayed like I don't know. It was just like a blank look, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna remove myself from this conversation because I felt stupid because I was like trying to have a conversation with you and you want to be a fucking dick and give me a blank face. I was just like, okay.
Maybe she got insulted. Maybe she thought that.
No, because I was like,
you were
wait until you get to actual school. I was like, everybody brings something for everyone, and I was like, the first year, and I was telling her the first year I got caught off guard and didn't know we were supposed to do that.
I remember.
And I was like, I didn't know we were supposed to do that because I was like, when I grew up, is what I said. I was like, when I grew up, I only bought a card. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it was because she thought I was poor or something. It's like, I think it's a big disparity with how I grew up and how some people grew up, around here. So I was like, I guess.
Well, there's a cultural difference too.
So that shocked her or what when I said that story to her. And I was like, oh, okay, you and I we can't.
We're very different.
I was like, we can't be friends. I was like, we can't be friends. It's like, clearly you cannot associate with me. Like, it's not like you can't relate.
Yeah.
You can't relate. You can't say anything.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference. There's people you can relate to, and then there's also people that may not be able to relate to, but understand or listen. Like, oh, really? Tell me more. That's interesting.
Was blank. It was a blank look.
But she just met you with the blank face.
Like it was like I was like she had like the Cillian Murphy face,
like a disgust face.
I was like, what the hell? And I looked around to see if anybody had seen this, to witness this shit firsthand. I was like, wow,
that's a priceless
because
face.
that was like the first time I fucking tried to have a conversation. And you know what's funny? They're Irish too. On top of that,
Oh yeah.
I was like, bueno. I was like, I tried.
Listen, Tom is the exception. So, like, if you ask Tom about anything, he's like, I'll say, oh, like for example, we see it's brick winter, and we see these people in shorts and a short sleeve shirt, and you don't have to ask, you already know. And he's like, oh well, that's a different group. He's like, I'm not in that. He calls certain people that listen. He's white. He says they're whiteys, and he's not a whitey like that. He's not the polo rocking with the sweater over the shoulders tied around golfing type of white person. So he doesn't understand that type of mentality. But yeah, I don't know. And his family, Tom's family, is great. Like they're very very nice. So but I don't know. I honestly feel that a lot of the misunderstandings that happen, some of them, yes, some of them people were just full of hate. Like that's real. But I honestly feel that it's just one, they're scared to ask and they're scared to even have a conversation because they don't know. Nowadays, I think everybody's kind of teetering over, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know how to start this conversation. Should I ask more questions? Should I not ask questions? You're questioning every single approach, right? So I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate for this girl. Maybe she just doesn't know how to talk to you, or she feels like intimidated by you or something.
I was like, okay.
I don't know.
I just kept it moving.
But it also could be, also in the mom world and all that stuff, there's a lot of judgy parents, regardless of race. There's some that are just like, oh, you're feeding your kid that. Or they won't say it out loud.
Yeah, that's true because she did give us some gluten-free, flour-free, some cookie there with that stuff. I don't know. It was very, very, what's the term? Crunchy?
Crunchy granola.
Yeah.
Crunchy granola. But then you also have to consider, is that because that's what she believes in? Or is it because she's trying to be considerate in case any kid has an allergy? Because nowadays, every kid has an allergy. I don't be
giving no baked goods at all with that stuff.
You can't. Yeah. You can't. They look at you, you bring in some sort of anything with a nut in it or whatever, or butter, and they're like, oh my God, you gotta throw it out. You gotta throw it out because you just don't know. So, I don't know. I try. See, that's my thing. I always try to give benefit of the doubt. But then once that's gone, you've shown me that, no, you're just an asshole. Then it's like, oh, okay, I see red. And that's...
Yeah, after that, I was like, I'm not even going to try anymore. That's it, I shut down. I was like, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking to you.
There's just some people that, I don't know. We have to learn how to interact, and I always have to remind myself now that I'm a parent, and my child has seen how I behave in the world. So, even the times where it's really, really hard to watch my temper, I have to, because I don't want Derek to grow up being an asshole. That's one of the things Tom and I talk about because of road rage. Because in the car, I'm like, look at this fucking idiot. Like, look at this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and then I tell Tom, I'm like, you gotta check it or whatever. He said, he doesn't even know what I'm saying. And I was like, yeah, but he can repeat it. And he doesn't even know what you're saying.
What are you doing? You can start there.
That's a good one.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. There's times that you'll find Tom, like, we're driving, and he'll have to catch himself, like, relax, Tom. Relax, Tom. You have your kid in the car. Just relax. But it's hard. It's hard. People just... You have to parent yourself and parent your child, and then if you have a certain type of other parent that you have to parent them too. Yeah. You have to do all of the above. And where does that leave you? Where can you have your tantrum safely, free of judgment and free of...
And that's why they call us angry moms, because then you're just building up all this anger.
Yeah.
And then it comes out on the wrong person, and it's like, oh, look at this angry person.
But You have an outlet. I know I have an outlet,
Mm-hmm.
right? Working out and listening to music. What your outlet is what?
I
Knitting?
guess I knit. It's like I'm stabbing someone constantly. I guess.
Oh, oh my God. I think that's important though. You have to have an outlet.
Mhm.
And even back to like the beginning of the conversation, where do you find time to like watch these shows and to go out on to get a massage and do all these things? Like what do you think allows you to do that? Is it do you have to plan in
Oh, you got to
advance? Is that
plan
a
in advance.
conversation?
Yes, of course. I mean, for the
Okay, so
massage,
you can't just wait
yes,
it.
we had to
Yeah, the
do that.
massage,
We
yeah.
had to plan in advance, like at least a week. Well, now with Vic being home, normal time, it's easier. Now I have time. And in the afternoons, I can take my shower, get ready for bed, and then I have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
time to watch, but I haven't been able to watch at night because
Okay.
I'm just tired. I was telling you, I can't keep my eyes open past 10:30 anymore.
Yeah.
So I do tend to watch it like during the day with when Milo's doing stuff. Like if we're eating lunch, I put my iPad on
Yeah.
and I'll watch it on my
Okay.
iPad because I don't like watching it on like the big TV because you never know what they're gonna pick
Because then
up.
he'll watch it
Yeah,
too.
and like
Yeah.
he'll hear something and then he'll say it and repeat it. And it's funny because I was telling Jess that because I was like, I gotta wait till the kids are sleeping or I have to wait to watch it later when they're not around.
Yeah. Because you can't watch Love is
Mm-mm.
Blind when
Yeah,
your
because they're
kid is
saying
up.
all the stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Their sexual endeavors.
yeah, they're just
There's
saying stuff, and it's just like you don't want them to pick up stuff or ask you questions randomly for something like they heard. So
yeah.
I make time to watch it either on my iPad at night or during lunchtime, and when he's doing something else, that he's not gonna be paying
Yeah.
attention.
And you usually put on
hmm
headphones,
Yeah, and
right?
then my favorite thing is to watch like Asian soap operas. So
Yeah, he
it's
told me
in
about that.
subtitles. He doesn't know how to read yet, so we're good. He doesn't have to.
Okay.
He won't understand it at all. But those
Gotcha.
are like
Okay.
very PG, so it doesn't matter.
The soap
Yeah,
operas?
yeah, they're
Okay.
funny actually. If you were to watch one, you'd probably be like, "What are they doing?"
Okay. Well, one of these days,
hmm
well, send me a
Yeah, you
link
have
and
to
then I'll
watch
give
one.
it
They
a
have a
try.
whole bunch of Korean dramas on Netflix now that I like watching. So
Are they like the telenovelas where
you
it's
know
like
how like
overly
overly
dramatic?
dramatic, but they're like they always make like the guy. It's always like he either knows karate or something, right? Like it's just so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
funny. It's just so funny. Yeah,
Gotcha.
you'd probably
Okay.
laugh. Like I find them entertaining, and it's
Where
just
is it on
hmm
Netflix? Send me
yeah.
the
You
link.
gotta
I think Tom might actually
you'll
would
you'll
like it.
I watch it with the subtitles, but they have some that are dubbed in English that you could probably
Okay.
watch, which is fine. But I
Okay.
like hearing the native language. It's nice to listen
Okay.
to something different.
Have you picked anything up? Have you been able to learn any?
Mm, I mean, maybe like if I hear it in the street, I'll be able to tell you, oh, they're speaking Korean or they're speaking Mandarin or something. Like I could tell the
Yeah, yeah.
difference.
You can hear the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so okay, so my next question, I know Vic had to change his schedule recently.
Yeah.
So like how did you guys prep for that?
We didn't. That's
'Cause
just like
that flips
so
around your
he
whole
took that
life.
whole week off. That we had vacation. We had a winter break. So he took that week
Mm-hmm.
off and he was here, which by the way was driving me crazy. I was like, because it not only does it like it threw off my whole week, like I usually have
Yeah.
what we do for the week off, but it kind of like
Mm.
it threw me off a little bit. I didn't know what day we were on because I thought it was Saturday constantly because I was like, oh, you're
Yeah, yeah.
here. Oh, you're here.
Yeah.
Um,
Like you're
I was
still
like, oh,
here.
you're here. Okay. But
I went upstairs, came right down, you're here.
he did a lot of work here, like stuff
Okay.
that we needed to finish around the house, and then cleaned
Okay.
up and stuff. So that helped me. I didn't have to do too much. I was getting really lazy. Like I would make dinner and he would be there to pick up everything. So I was like, yes.
Okay.
But we didn't really like prep for it or anything. I just Monday
Okay.
morning came. I had to wake my ass up. To take her to
Yeah.
school and get her ready for school with everything. I have to do lunch now and all that, prep her lunch. Well, he's been pretty good. Like she has 2 snacks in the daytime and lunch.
Okay.
So he leaves whatever he can that won't spoil in her lunchbox, like already set up for me. And then
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
add
That's nice.
whatever is needed to supplement. And then
What do you do for lunch for her?
I
Like,
knew
you do
that
a
question was coming.
sandwich? What do you do? Well, because you said she's picky,
So
so
I've tried salami to see. She likes salami, so we tried salami. She doesn't like the way it smells by the time it's lunchtime. I've tried putting an ice
okay,
pack in. That doesn't work.
okay,
I tried mortadela. Tampoco. Bologna. No.
same.
I was like, okay. We've tried cheese sticks. She doesn't like the cheese sticks by the time
No,
they get warm, I guess. But I put ice
yeah,
packs
yeah.
in the bag, kind of helps. But she wasn't eating them. Like she gets into something and she'll eat it for maybe a certain time, and then she won't eat it anymore.
And then never wants to see it again.
And I'm like, fuck, okay, I gotta go back to the drawing board. So I make her breakfast for lunch. I'll do the little
Okay,
pancakes or
okay,
the waffles with bacon.
okay.
That's what she eats. So
Oh,
that's what she's been eating, bacon.
that's good.
But I don't want to give.
Is it plain pancakes or like chocolate
No,
chip,
it's plain
blueberry,
ones. She's
banana?
very
Okay,
bland, is what we say.
okay,
Or I'll do like noodles, pasta with butter, and put it in a little thing
okay.
for her. Um, I've gotten up to make her hot dogs, cut it up, put it in her
Yeah,
thing. Tampoco, she hasn't eaten that. Um, Ritz crackers.
okay. Those are always a good hit with the kids.
Ritz crackers, and we'll do.
Oh, you can't do peanut
No,
butter
I can't
either,
do
right?
peanut
You
butter.
can't do
So
any
it's
of that
like she
stuff.
really
Yeah.
loves peanut butter sandwiches, just peanut butter. So I can't do that. And she says, "Well,
Okay.
yeah, then we have to wash our hands." But she's like, "I don't want to go wash my hands." But I heard in that school that they actually separate them and make them sit somewhere else. So I don't know. I don't know what truth there is
Oh,
behind to that. So I
gotcha.
wouldn't want her to feel secluded if she's the only one bringing it
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, and then she does raspberries. I always put like some fresh fruit in there. I try so she
Okay.
can eat that at least. Do that.
Does
Yeah,
she eat
she
it?
does. She'll do
Yes.
raspberries,
Okay.
sometimes strawberries. She won't try anything
No
else.
bananas?
No, they get brown, right? Like after a while, it's very hard. And if she doesn't
But from
like
morning
peel,
to lunch,
it's not
no.
her thing. She'll eat it, but
Okay.
she doesn't like the mushiness. Like it gets mushy after a while. So it's just like
Okay.
she's very big on like texture and stuff. So I don't know. We'll do what else? There's something else she
Okay.
likes. Pirate's booty,
Okay.
whatever. She's very big on snacks, so that's what we've been giving her for lunch, which I'm trying to change,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
I think that's every kid though.
We'll see. I feel like we cater too much to her whims of what she likes and what dislikes, so I try to sneak in something different every time.
You're trying to balance it
Mm-hmm.
out. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but then at the same time, you also don't want your kid to starve.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're gonna eat. Eventually, they're gonna eat because they're gonna whatever. But it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard because like how there's parents that judge other parents like, oh, you're feeding your kid chicken nuggets or whatever. It's like I'm just happy they're
Yeah.
eating, right? Like I always said, I would never feed my kids. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's. I would never. But if that was the only thing, kind of would have
Mm-hmm.
to feed them, right? I'm not gonna let them
Yeah,
just
she'll eat
starve.
McDonald's anytime. She likes the chicken nuggets. So, and she'll
Is that
eat.
all she eats, or does she eat like a
No,
burger?
she won't eat burgers. Only the burgers I make. So I'll make like the hamburger
Okay.
meat. But
Oh, that's good. So she'll eat that.
yeah,
The burger. And Milo is
yeah,
adventurous,
he
so
tries
you don't have to worry
everything. He
about
had like fish the other night that I made. He ate it. So
it.
fish, and he started eating arroz con gandules recently. And he
Okay.
was like, "Oh, I like this." I was like, "Okay." So that's good.
Okay. Well, it's still, I think you're not alone in that battle. Derek is just now getting over the whole picky phase that he was in. So he started eating his regular food again and all stuff, but still, he still asks for crackers. He'll ask for it day and night. But we're like, nope. Do you want eggs? Do you want this? Yogurt? So it's a battle. Excuse me. It's a battle, but finally there's days that if like he's not eating anything, we're like, just give him the crackers. Like just give him the crackers. I need him to eat something. Especially when he was sick, because I had to give him medicine. So I didn't want to give him medicine on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it's a fine line. But I also understand because sometimes I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this.
Yeah.
I eat this every day. I'm not in the mood for it. So I try to put myself in their shoes, right? And be like, he might just not be in the mood for it right now. He had it every day for months.
Yeah, that's why you
you
try to
know.
switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm still congested if you hear or tell. It's terrible. I'm like, where does all this come from? I blow my nose, and then it just gets filled
Yeah.
up. Where does it come from? It's like never ending. It's like, those
Yeah,
scarves
yeah, yeah.
that clowns pull out? I feel like that's my stuff. It's just like never ending. Anyway, this is my exciting life. Okay, so you find time to watch the shows. Oh, you know what? What we've been doing to it. Did I mention it? Drake has a bed now.
No.
So we got rid of the
Mm-hmm.
crib, and then he sleeps in instead of a toddler bed, we did a full-size
Okay, yes.
mattress.
That's what I did.
And we put it on the
Yes.
floor.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have like a thing because we know he's gonna get up
Mm-hmm.
off of it. So we're like, let's just leave it there. But I got body
Mm-hmm.
pillows, like
Yeah.
not the curvy
Mm-hmm.
ones, just the
Mm-hmm.
straight ones. So I put it on the side, and I sleep like he sleeps on the mattress the opposite way, not the long
Mm-hmm.
way,
The long way.
the
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's perfect. And at first he was like, "Oh, like I don't know, whatever." But I got him Toy Story bedding, and like he'll go in there all excited and he's like, "Buzz and Woody," and like he'll say all the characters or whatever. But now that they're right, time to go to
Mm-hmm.
bed. Let's go to bed until we run to his room. He'll get under the blanket. He'll be cold.
Aw.
He'll get
Aw.
under the blanket. Um, so now we'll lay with him until he falls asleep, and like he'll stay
Mm-hmm.
there for most of the night, and then he'll wake up either from a nightmare, cold, sweating, or whatever, like 4 or 5, and then he'll run to our
Mm-hmm.
room. So like we leave the door
Mm-hmm.
open
So he's able
for
to get
him
out.
and for
Okay, yeah.
us, so he's able to get out. Yeah, but we hear him like stomping. Yeah, to get into our room, and like one of us will
Mm-hmm.
usually wake up, and he usually comes to like because right when you enter, it's on top side of the bed. It usually goes on that side. Most of the time, Tom wakes up. There's been like 2 times that maybe he didn't wake up that I got up. I had to go grab him,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been successful. And I'm glad we got a full size bed instead of going to the crib mattress, toddler bed, and all that stuff because now there are times that I end up falling asleep there
Yeah.
with him. And I wake up and I'm like, shit, it's
Yeah,
1 o'clock.
yeah,
I gotta go to
yeah.
my
Yeah,
bed.
yeah, yeah,
One night, I stayed there the whole entire night, and I was talking to Tom. Like, I was like, "How'd you sleep?" He's like, "I slept great. I had the whole bed to myself." But I slept well. It's a really comfortable mattress, and I got it on like
Mm-hmm.
Wayfair.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
It was like so cheap,
Yeah.
and he loves it. So if there's anybody out there debating whether they should get the crib toddler bed setup or whatever, we love this setup,
Mm-hmm.
and it works out.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even have a headboard. So like I got 2 other big pillows, like king size pillows, and I basically put that as the headboard
Mm-hmm.
because he'll sit up sleeping. And
Yeah.
then he'll like go like that or go like this, and so I try to like create the barriers that are
Mm-hmm.
soft, and then a really plush rug
Mm-hmm.
underneath. So if he does roll out, or anything like that, he's still
Yeah.
good. But it's been over a month,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been successful. We went to Costa Rica,
Came back.
and we were sharing a
Mm-hmm.
bed there. We came back, and
He was fine.
he ran into
Oh,
his
good.
bed.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it was fine. So I don't know. It's been I don't know, how did we get to that? I don't remember. Oh, because he's just been sleeping. Like it's been a good experience. And God, thank God. I thought this was gonna be rough because it is scary when you move him from a small mattress to like such a big. But I guess because we've gone on so many trips, like he goes into like the hotel beds, the Airbnb beds, and it's usually like a king size
Mm-hmm.
bed. And he loves it. And he's used to like he'll go immediately. He'll put the covers over it. It's like cold. Like if he goes break it, break it. Um, so I think he's just like, oh, this is my big bed
Mm-hmm.
now. Then we put the monitor, obviously, because we need to like make sure he's good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's been nice. It's been really, really nice. Um, but yeah, I know that
I'm still
you
co-sleeping.
sleep. Yeah,
But he's
yeah.
actually, I actually took a picture of him last night and I sent it to Vic because he's starting to fall asleep, not on top of me. like with his back
Oh,
rolled over under the
yeah,
covers
yeah, yeah.
already. So I was like, this is
Like,
good.
do you put your arm
No,
around him? Do
I'm
you?
just sitting there
No,
now. Yeah.
that's
I
good.
was like, this is good. I was like getting a step closer to being able
That's it.
to sleep in my own bed, hopefully.
But how much of it though is you wanting to still sleep with
Mm-hmm.
him versus him not letting you?
Well,
Do you get
because
what I'm
I
saying?
have left, I do leave, and then he'll wake up like 1 o'clock in the morning, "Mom!" And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
then I have to get up and go over
yeah,
there, and I end up just sleeping there. Because if I go,
yeah.
I've tried it where I've gone, sat there, waited for him to fall asleep again, left, and gone back, and he still wakes up looking for me, screaming, and then I don't
Gotcha.
get sleep. So I prefer to sleep than
Yeah,
to
of
have to
course.
deal with whatever with him screaming all
Yeah,
the time and
yeah,
not sleeping and then being cranky in the morning. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna stay here. It doesn't bother me.
yeah.
If anything, it's
You get your
actually
eight
better
hours of
sleeping
sleep.
with my snoring
Yeah,
husband.
cause cause it's not interrupted sleep either.
Hmm.
So yeah. And Sienna never had that
Mm-mm.
issue,
She
right?
sleeps in her room. Yeah. Well, she's been sleeping with Victor now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
she's been there. And she's like, well, you're not here, so I'm going to sleep here. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
And I told her,
so now
well,
you guys are both
yeah, so
co-sleeping.
now we're both co-sleeping without wanting to. But whatever. I'm like, I don't
Oh,
have to hear you snore. He snores loud. So it's
and she
like,
doesn't wake up with her
she's
snoring.
like very, like when she falls asleep, she's catatonic. Like she's out. She's out.
Yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
tired from the whole
Okay.
day, but I could hear him through the wall too, because we share a wall with Milo's room. I could hear
Yeah.
him. I'm like, and we have the sound machine on.
I was gonna say you don't have a
I have a
sound
sound machine,
machine?
bro.
Jeez.
I can hear him. It's like, and I'm like, what? If you wake up in the middle of the
Does
day
he get?
of the night,
He
yeah.
doesn't want to get that
I
checked.
don't even know if
Tell him
he
to get
should.
that checked.
Worst case is he needs a CPAP machine, and he looks like fucking the Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, or that, or some sort of sinus
I think
thing
he
going
tried
on.
the strips and all that. It didn't work. I don't think, or I don't
Okay.
even know, to be honest with you. I think it only happens when he's like on his back, and I always like used to move him sideways.
Yeah.
So he,
But now he doesn't have anybody to move him.
no, so
Does he watch Love Is Blind with you?
no, no, not at all. No, no,
No.
no, not at all.
That's just like your thing.
Yeah. I mean, well, before because he was like working, so he was working at night, so
Yeah.
I would watch all my shows late into the evening, and then he
Gotcha.
was, he wouldn't have time. You
Yeah.
can't watch anything together.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But now that's changing. So are
So
you gonna try and bring him in on these shows?
maybe we'll see. I feel like sometimes he ruins the stuff for me
But
because
why?
he'll laugh, and it's like I'm not laughing. I'm actually into it. like
Yeah.
with the Korean soaps or like any of like
Yeah.
any movie that I'm watching, like he'd be laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, you killing it for me, man. Like I'm like very into the romantic stuff, and all that.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah, yeah.
find it cute and stuff, but
And he'll come
he'll
out
he'll
like,
be
look
like,
at this.
and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're ruining it for me. So
Yeah, I mean, sounds about
so
right.
it's
That's how
like I'll
they
pick and
are.
choose like what we watch. Like I'll do like any Marvel show or something like we can watch
Okay.
together. We'll do that. Like we do the Star Wars stuff and all that. We'll watch
Yeah.
together. But like if it comes up to like my stuff, no, I don't want you watching it.
We're pretty good with
Mhm.
the things that the other watches, but if it's anything Jennifer
Mhm.
Lopez, the minute Tom comes out and sees it, he's
Oh
like,
no. Yeah.
like, oh, I'm sure this is a masterpiece, or
Mhm.
I'm sure this is like I was watching her musical
Mhm.
thing, but he had gone out the night
Mhm.
before, so I was watching it. He was still sleeping, and it was like earlier in the morning, and I was like, let me put this on. Derek's playing. That was my chance to watch it. And he came out like towards like there was like 20 minutes
Mhm.
left, probably, or something like that. He came out, he didn't say anything, he just made a look. He looked at me and he goes, LA. I was like, go away. You were napping. Like, go away. I don't want to hear it. Oh, and then after, like, once it was done or whatever, we were in the kitchen and I was like making food or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, Fat Joe, Mrs. Dependent, see you later, whatever. Like, he was quoting part of the part that he saw. And he's like, I'm sure that was a gem. I'm sure they're gonna get nominated for
Oh my
Oscars
God.
and blah blah blah, whatever. And I was like, listen, you don't gotta like it. That's why I watch it when you're not around. Okay. And he's like, I know. But like anything that rom-coms, anything along those lines, he'll automatically like, I'm sure this is stellar masterpiece
I got the
craft or
same
whatever. Yeah. But and like, again, if it's not some sort of mob, drug, graffiti, street thing to him, or historic type of thing, like Oppenheimer or whatever, like, he's gonna automatically like dismiss it as like it's trash.
Yeah.
You know? One thing we did agree on though was J-Lo's album. I was like, yeah, it was not good. There's not even one good song on there. It was terrible. Like, and like usually I like at least one song, but he's like, you finally admitted it. You finally said it. It's just, it wasn't good. I'm sorry. I wanted to, but
no.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But yeah, that was one of the things that we were talking about actually this morning. Because I was singing Earth, Wind, and Fire this morning, and he's like, I don't know what you're singing. He's like, but I know it's not this masterpiece of a gem. And he went on his phone and he looked up.
Oh my God.
I forget what one of her new singles. Maybe This Is Me Now. I don't remember. But he played that and we just started cracking up. And I was like, it's so like, it's so bad. But anyway, I'm not here to bash anybody. Like, she's a respectable entertainer and very talented. But I felt like this had a lot more potential. But I was still gonna watch the documentary. Still gonna watch the documentary. But I will say this about the musical. It was nice visuals and all. So did you watch it?
Honestly, like,
are you going to watch it?
I haven't. It hasn't captivated me into watching it. I'm probably going to watch the documentary of the making of, because that looks better than the actual thing. So
yeah, I wanted to give it a fair try because when I listened to the album, I listened to it on the plane ride back from Costa Rica. Because I was like, this is like undivided attention. And I was just like, no, like, I can't even download this. Like, I had to download it to listen to it on the plane, and then I just deleted the whole thing. And I was talking to one of my friends, and she's like a diehard J-Lo fan. And I was like, it just wasn't good. And she's like, oh, I haven't heard it yet, whatever. I was like, it's just, like, I was like, I'm going to at least vouch for one song. I was like, there's none of them. But I was telling Tom this morning, I was like, there are two that the lyrics are really good, but it would have been good. It was a good song if it was somebody else's vocals on it.
Like Ashanti?
Like, that's... Oh my God. Like,
that was too easy.
Yeah, I mean, that was... But I think that's what happened. I think this was it was a project made from love based on the history and all that stuff. And she really, really tried. So, like, that's respectable, right? Like, she really, really tried to make it into a good thing. But the vocal range that was needed for some of these notes, it's just not
what she's made for
her range. And she has a unique tone. She has a more nasally voice, like all that. There's certain things that she sounds really, really good on. But I feel like this just wasn't it. But I understand that she probably didn't want anybody else's vocals
because she's been
on
getting
it, like
so
how
much.
Previous songs had it. One, because of the criticism, and two, because this was such a project of like her own, like, love and like all the stuff that she was very deep into. But it was a miss, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how we got into all that, but that's I've been finding time to like watch the things that I wanted to watch. So I'll watch the documentary too. But it's also because I quit my job.
Now you have the time. You're not working
till
the time. What was it? 9?
Till 11 o'clock at night.
Man.
Yeah. 7:30 to like 11 o'clock at night. And weekends and all that stuff. So I have a better work-life balance now. Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. But it's nice to have my life back.
Yeah.
Like, I understand how Vic feels
Yeah.
now. Like,
You also look much more relieved and relaxed, I would say.
I'm happy
Yeah.
again.
It's not.
I'm happy again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm congested, but I'm very like, yeah, like I feel like myself
Yeah.
again, which is nice. And it's so crazy how much a job can take
Yeah.
up, like so much of your time and your personality, because you're just exhausted at the end of the day, or you're stressed. When you're not technically working, you're stressed about the work, and you just, but closing that chapter. Time. Anyway, this has been a very random episode. I don't even know what we'll title that. I don't even
Random
know.
episode number 23.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's just how our life has been
Hopefully
recently.
we'll get our stuff together, because we do have topics that we want to talk about. We just haven't had the time to sit down, talk to each other about them, and then have real substantial information for you guys, I think, is what we want to provide, right? We don't want to just talk randomly.
Like this. About actual topics that are important. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. And
remember that you're doing a good job.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll see you guys next episode.
Bye.
Bye.